easy to define is screenshot at a print screen value.
Recording is going on. Recording is
start. Start with the student
Yes, start.
Good morning, my dear faculties and my students. Today we are going to have a session on problem solving and ideation, which is basically related to innovation and designing, and whatever the problems comes in the way of innovating the product or how to do that, everything will be discussed in this session. Today for this we have three speakers. First, myself, Dilip Kumar Tiwari, and the second speaker is Konmani from CSC department, and the third speaker, Nikki Kalita, she is from civil department. So with this, I would like to start the session for today. Yes, please student be with us. We are sharing our screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the PPT?
Okay, good morning everyone present here, respected faculty members and my dear students. I am Karmani Chaudhary, Assistant Professor of CSC Department, and today we are going to organize a session on problem solving and ideation workshop.
Session 9. Please share 9.
Students, is it visible to you, the screen?
It's visible.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
Select share. It has.
I think now it's visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are going to give you a brief information on on problem solving and ideation workshop, and this session basically focuses on like innovation methodology, innovation framework, innovation build on skills and tools, and last one is brainstorming and ideation sessions. Okay, so basically I am going to say share my information, share my knowledge with you on innovation methodology, innovation framework. Okay, so before going to innovation methodology, we must know what is innovation. So basically, innovation is a process by which a domain, a product, or a service is renewed and brought up to date by applying new processes, introducing new techniques, or establishing successful ideas to create new value. That means, suppose we have a product. Already we have a product and we want to add some new things on that product. So that new thing is called your innovation. Okay. Nowadays we can see we have some applications and all applications are upgrading nowadays. So that means all are what they do. They just add some new features on the previously have that application. So basically innovation is a process by which a domain, a product, or a service is renewed and brought up to date by applying new processes. Okay. So we have understood some ideas or understood that what is innovation. So basically innovation deals with an individual or organization creating new ideas like new products and upgrades to existing services or products. That means whatever the product, we always want to upgrade that product. Okay, so that we can compete with other companies also. Because now, because suppose I have one organization and definitely I need to I have to compete with other organizations. Okay, and for that we definitely must have some kind of new features in our organizations. So basically, innovation is to create some ideas, to have some new ideas, and to apply that new ideas on your product or on your organization. So innovation can promote growth, help ensure the organization can compete with new market trends, and help generate profit. Definitely, profit must be there. That's why we want to try some new things in our organization, or already we have some product. So that's why we need some creative ideas so that we can grow, or we can grow. Okay. So next is, why is innovation so important? So startups launch their activities by developing an innovative product or service. That means if you don't have any innovative ideas, if you don't have any creative ideas in your product, then your product will not be sustained in your in current scenario. Okay, and for this to maintain your product in current trends, you must be up to date. Okay, so that's why nowadays so many startup companies are there. So they launch their activities by developing an innovative product or services. Okay, and this should be long term. That's why in the second para you can see that long term competitiveness by developing innovative and highly efficient processes, and process optimization and continuous improvement in terms of costs are important for them, because definitely it should be long term. Okay, without without giving it in long term process, if we think it as in for the short term process, that it won't be helpful, because if we launch any product, this must be uh, this must be there in the further period also. That's why this long term competitiveness is there, must be there while we do some innovative things, or while we do some new creative ideas. So so from this we can understand that why innovation is important for a startup companies or for any organization. So therefore, it is crucial for the organization to have a continuous development in innovation, and innovation process may differ from startup to startup or company to company. That means, uh, like we have an organization and some other organizations are there, and so innovation process will be vary. Okay, it shouldn't be like same thing will be what the same thing will be managed by every companies. It shouldn't be like that. It might be different. Okay, so for this innovation, we have some mindset. So so creativity must be there in case of mindset, or more willingness to take risk. That means to have innovation, to be motivated, we must have some creativity. Okay, we must have some creative knowledge so that we can apply it in our organization. So we should have some creativity, and we should have that willingness to take risk. Okay, if you want to start something from today or from tomorrow, we must have that willingness to take that risk. Okay, so that we can survive the things. So these are basically innovation methodology. Okay, and this mindset should be there for everyone. That means in the innovation team we have some team, we must have some team, and all the people of that team must have this kind of characteristics, like break the rules. That means with traditional approaches and conventional methods, you will often not get anywhere in the field of innovation. That means only you should be upgraded yourself, because you shouldn't be there in the traditional approaches, and you always try to, that means break the rules. That means you always try to break the wall. If you are inside the room, always you try to break the rules so that you can you can learn new things and you can apply those new things in your company or in your organization or anything. That means if you want to launch any your product, then you can apply in there also. Okay, and the next one is collect ideas everywhere. That means wherever you go, you just collect your ideas from everywhere. Whatever it is, you can get some idea from some organization, you can get some idea from startup companies also. Okay, so from everywhere you just collect your ideas. Then next is your innovation projects constantly need new ideas. Okay, definitely in the team, that means whoever is doing the innovation project, that team members must have some new ideas. Okay, in everywhere, it might be from technical part, it might be some creative part, it might be from communication part. From everywhere you must have some new ideas. So to why we need this? To overcome the obstacles, to change concept, and to optimize strategies. Okay, and next is believe in the impossible. That means we should not think in that way that we cannot do these things. It should not be, it won't be feasible. We should not think in that way. So believe in the impossible. Then next is imagine how your innovation will look like in reality. Definitely, if you are like creating some, I'm giving you some. If you are launching your product, okay, like if you are launching your software also, so you must have the idea. That means how this product will be looked in front of the customer, in front of the client. Okay, so you must imagine how your innovation will look in the reality part and believe that you will be able to overcome all the obstacles on the way to realization. And next is put together an innovation team of individuals with different perspectives and thinking styles. Definitely in the innovation team, wherever you are, suppose in this organization, if we are going to add some new features in this organization, we must have some team. Okay, we must have some innovation team so that, and that innovation team members must include some new features or some new ideas must be there inside their mind. And next is innovation needs the diversity of various competencies and diverse ways of thinking. Definitely, we should not go in a straight way. We must have some diverse ideas. We must have some another way to compete ourselves with other organization or with other companies. And this is innovation framework. Basically, till the last slide, I told you about innovation, what is innovation, and then innovation methodology. And to implement this innovation methodology and about innovation, we must follow some innovation framework. Okay, this framework will give you the advantages and disadvantages. That means pros and cons of the organization, particular organization or particular product, so that the team members could can implement or can modify and can improve their things in a for the future part. Okay, so in this innovation framework, innovation frameworks are logically structured, designed to give organizations the ability. So just it is just like a document thing that it is a logically designed structure which which structure must be followed by the innovation team and parallelly the other members of the organization also. And next is to tap into ideas, evaluate the strengths and weakness. With the help of innovation framework, we will get to know our strengths and we will get to know our weakness, where we have drawbacks or where we have positive things, so that we can implement those things in our innovation part. Okay. And next is build strategies to turn ideas into value generating opportunities for the organization. That means we must have some strategies, okay, so that we can turn our strategies to some valuable things, okay, so that it gives some value in our organization or it gives value in our product also. So that's why we must have some strategies for that to implement our innovations. And next is it is under your innovation framework also, because in the team member of innovation team, They must have the innovative ideas. They must have these things like to become innovative, need to introduce and promote a solid innovation framework which will gradually become part of the normal day-to-day business. That means we must first make one innovation framework and we must introduce and promote this to everyone. Okay, after getting these things to everyone, this will be like daily things for the organization also and for the business or any company also. So the team member will be used to with this innovation framework and they will automatically do the thing or they will automatically work on your innovation framework part. Then next is this requires a talented innovation team that already I have told you this for this purpose we must have some innovation team. Okay, so that we can implement our innovation project or so that we can implement these innovation things. So here you can see that it requires innovation team, the right synthesis of strategies, technologies and communicators. That means in that innovation team, we must have some strategies, we must have some technologies and we must have some communicators to lead this fundamental change and operate at the core of the innovation machine to introduce the new culture, inspire teams and drive innovation by example. That means right synthesis of strategies. That means there must be some people or there must be some team members who have a good strategy, who have some strategies to follow, to start the innovation project, and there must be some technologies. Definitely, we are engineers, and we must apply some technology part in the innovative things also. Okay, and some communicators who will communicate all the things like to promote these things, to present your innovative ideas, to present your innovative projects to everyone, so that other companies can see your innovative things or you can compete with other companies also. Okay, that's why it is written here that to lead this fundamental change and operate at the core of the innovation machine to introduce the new culture, inspire teams, and drive innovation by example. And definitely, if you do these kind of things, you will have some new culture and you inspire your team also. You can inspire others also. Okay, and this just and to spread the things in outer part of your company also. And next is these are your objectives and specific roles of team responsibilities. That means we have team members in our innovation project, and team members must have this this kind of objective must have in team responsibilities. That means it will depends on the type. That means what kind of organization it is and its size and the industry of the company. That means what is the company and the detail of that company. That means all over depends on these things. If it is technical team or if it do some technical part, then basically it will do on technical part. And if technical part is not required, then that means basically it depends on the type, what kind of company it is. And companies need a driving force from within a solid team to naturally diffuse the innovation thinking. That means there must be some kind of team who can spread your thinkings and who can introduce some new and right technologies and can practice the innovation things to others. That's why it is written here, companies need a driving force from within a solid team to naturally diffuse the innovation thinking, introduce the right technologies and the best practices regarding innovation and creative thinking to make sure the overall innovation program is also in alignment with ongoing business. That means what are our current competitor? That means we must be we must what we can say we must align with that. We must stick with that trend. That means in 2022, what is the what trend is going on? Okay, we must be in that. We must stick with that. So we cannot be go out of this. So by keeping all these things, that innovation team must be processed on that this innovation framework. Okay. And these are some strategies for the innovation work. For the innovation framework. Definitely, I'm discussing on innovation framework, and there must be some strategies. So these are some strategies. First, set this strategy. That means what will be the strategy. And already I have told that there are some strategies, then communicators, and there are some technologies who will look after this. So the strategist will set some strategy, and he or she will define the success, whatever the output, he will show these things, then provide the innovation framework. Definitely, whatever the innovation framework, that means the what is the drawbacks and what is the positive side of your company, that will be provided, that framework will be provided to the team members. Then next one is innovate by example. That means within the team member, they should be inspired, they should be motivated to do the innovation thing. So that's why all members should be innovated by having some example. So the members must be innovated by some example. The next one is communicate, inspire, and diffuse. That means whatever you do, you must communicate with others also, and then you must spread your ideas to others also, to other companies also, and to outsider also, so that they can inspire themselves and we can inspire in our team members also. Okay, and the next one is measure, assess, and then adjust. That means whatever you do, you must check yourself. Just like we have some exam, okay, examination things, like we like organize some exams for the students and all. Like in here also, where whatever we do, innovative things, or we must measure ourselves where we are and what we need to do for the improvement. Okay, so these things comes under your measure, assess, and then adjust. And then first part was set the strategy, define success. So strategy and the roadmap towards the desired innovation-driven mode are critical. The innovation team needs to define what innovation is in the context of your company and how to achieve. That means innovation team must ensure that what they need for the innovation team, and what should be the strategy to get and to achieve their goals. Okay, in that set the strategy, they will set some strategy by the strategist, and then they must follow the strategist thing. Okay. Next is the team must demonstrate a deep understanding of the current state of your company, the challenges and business opportunities. Definitely, for to go through this part, you must see first yourself. That means you must see your company. What is your company? What is giving? What is given by your company towards the customers or towards the client, and after that you must see your company with other companies also, and what are the challenges and what are the opportunities to uh, mm, for the company. Then next is the team must be capable of capturing and interpreting market and competition insights, trends, and predictions. So the team members, those who are doing the innovation things, they must have the capability so that they can interpret themselves with other companies also. They must compete themselves with the market. They must see the what is trending in the market right now. Okay, so they must stick with that. The team must clearly articulate and communicate the vision and the strategy to redefine your company as an innovation-driven organization. So the team members, whoever in the innovation team, they must show the idea. They must show the things, whatever they want to get. Okay, to through their strategy, and they must define their this strategic part in that in this strategic part. Okay. The next one is providing innovation framework. That means the innovation team must identify and provide the right enabling technologies to facilitate day-to-day innovation activities and also to speed up the adoption of the innovation culture. That means the innovation team must identify the trending technologies so that they can apply these technologies in their day-to-day life, and whatever they do, that innovation activities, they must enable their technologies in their activity and to speed up those things. That means they must uh, practice their programs and practice their technology things so that it is working or not in the innovation culture. Then next is the team needs to select, adopt, and provide ideation and brainstorming tools, platforms to set up programming and ideation challenges. Okay, these ideation and brainstorming tools will be discussed in the later part of these slides, and you will get to know more on this part. So the team must have some ideation, and these tools will be there so that so that your framework can be implemented nicely, and it can be cope up with the current scenarios. Then next is innovate by example. Definitely in the team members, whoever the people, they must be innovated, they must be motivated by their work also. So you must provide some examples so that your team members must get inspired by looking these things. So the innovation team must have creative members, engineers and technologists to showcase real innovation activities. Definitely, I have already told you in the innovation team there must have some creative members, there have some engineers, and there have some technologists, there have some communicators. So all together can give us or can give you a innovative projects also. Then next is the team needs to clearly connect the theoretical abstract notions of innovation with the commercial context of your company. So this team must have some theoretical part also and the abstract view. It is not the depth, not the detailed part, uh, just like the outer side of the innovation part can be shown to your team members also, and it must demonstrate how innovation can bring concrete commercial results fast. This is the best way to inspire people and drive how levels of engagement with the overall innovation initiative. That means it must show the innovation things, okay, with the results. That means whatever you are showing in the whatever you are doing in the innovation thing or innovation project, you must see all the things like technology part, creative things, and the commercial things also. Okay, you cannot ignore all these things. You must have this kind of knowledge, and together you can achieve your goals, and together you can grow your company. And next is communicate, inspire, and then diffuse. That means proper communication is the way to spread the innovation message and inspire people to join the new way of working. Okay, suppose I have one company, and with the help of this, I can spread, if I spread some messages, some positive messages towards you all, it means in that way you might get some inspiration from my company or from my thoughts. Okay, so that's why we should have some this kind of things like proper communication, and so that we can spread the innovation message and inspire people so that they can think in the new way to prove the innovation creates value for the company, the employees, the customers, and possibly for the society. Okay, this won't help only in the company and for the employees and not only for the customers. It will be helpful for the society also. Okay, to diffuse great ideas, that means to spread great ideas among others, and change how products are conceived, designed, and built. Okay, if we do these things, it will be helpful for the employees of the company, for the customers of the organization, for the company itself, and for the society also. And Next part is your measure, assess, and adjust. Already I have told you some give you some brief idea on this measure, assess, and adjust. That means we need to check ourselves whether we have achieved these things or not. That means after suppose after 15 days we are checking ourselves that whether we have achieved the things or not, or and in what part we need to improve ourselves. Okay, so this part comes under your measure, assess, adjust. That means the innovation team needs to continuously measure and evaluate the progress towards its next milestone of the innovation transformation program. In case of gaps of, or surprises, the team needs to quickly review the assumptions, the involved models and processes, and make the right decisions in an agile manner to ensure alignment with the overall strategic innovation plan. And suppose if there is any gap, then they must maintain the same things uh, to, to stick with the strategy and to stick with the innovation plan also. Next is strategies. That means to create some strategy, we must have some strategies. That which one I have told many times. So these strategies will do some strategic thinking to plan the innovation transformation journey. Okay, and for this, with extensive exposure to innovation programs and a deep understanding of your industry, the competitors, the market dynamics, and the state of the art in reference to your domain. That means whoever the strategy in your strategies in your team member, he or she must look after these things, like the extensive exposure to innovation programs. That means it should be it should have some exposure or not for the innovation program, and it must have some deep understanding of your industry, whatever your industry, whether it is educational organization or any software industry, whatever it is, you must have some deep knowledge, depth knowledge on that industry part, so that it can compete with other industry also. Okay, other industry or other organization also. Then next is the market dynamics. That means what is trending now. Okay, in our market, what is trending now. So what is the so the team members must look. The strategists must look after this dynamic part. That means how it is changes, how the graph is changes from low to high. This dynamics must be looked after by this strategies. And then next is the state of the art in reference to your domain. That means what is whatever you are going to show, or whatever you are going to do from that in the innovation projects. This must be shown by, or this must be looked after by your strategists. Then next is product experts. Definitely, product experts will check uh, what is the product and what is the outcome of your product, and whether your customer is satisfied or not with that product. Okay, so product experts will look after this. That means it start defining opportunities, innovation themes, and focus areas for your innovation program. That means what is the opportunities, what is the innovation theme. All over will be focused by product expert, and they will capture the competition and global developments, then identify gaps, overlaps, and opportunities. If there are any overlaps are there, if there is any missing in that during like measure and assessment part, if there is any gap, then product experts will look after these things. Okay, and to make the link with commercial aspects of your business, to think as users. That means whatever you do, suppose I am the organizer and I am suppose creating some product and I am providing this and I am selling this product to you. So I must think, I as a product expert must think that I am the user and I will use the product. And in that way, product expert will think and will look after these things. Next. And technologies, definitely technologies, we must have these strategies. Then product experts, technologists, and also there who will see the technical part, who will implement the new technical things, what is now trending, and they will use the new technical things, okay, to implement the innovation projects. So that's why here it is written that experts combining deep technical knowledge, best practices, and understanding of product architecture. That means whatever the product you are supplying, you must have that understand, and you must have that architecture. Just like whenever you are whenever you are making some product like software product, they must have some phases, okay, there are some life cycle phases. You must see first whether the product is feasible or not in your society, in your team, not society, in your organization, whether the organization can be feasible or not to launch your product, and what is the requirement, what is the requirements for the product, and what are the needs from the customer side, okay, this all comes from your life cycle part, and then technologists will look after on that, because technologists will first make some prototype of their product, and after that he will implement their technical part on that prototype, and after that he will make the innovation project. Then next is they should drive initiatives such as the transition to agile engineering practices and modern product development techniques with a focus on experimentation and data-driven decision making. In a software context, this could be senior architects or engineers with extensive prototyping and or agile product development experience. That means in software engineering part, there is a term called re-engineering. That re-engineering means that already you have a product and you just modify it. If there is any error, if there is like definitely if you are creating some product, you must take some feedbacks from the customers also, and based on that feedbacks, you will modify the product, and that comes under this re-engineering part. Then agile engineering, this comes under this part. Then next slide. Next is real innovators. The ultimate objective of this program is to transform the typical employee into a real innovator. Suppose we are like we are an employee of this organization. We do like daily things and all. If we engage with the innovation like projects, then we must become like real innovator. We must see the real world. What we are going to give the customers, what we are going to provide the world. We must see ourselves as a real innovator, so that we can create value for our customers and stakeholders through novel ideas. Okay, so these are looked by the real innovators. Then next. The best way to achieve this is by example. You need to form a team of innovators to set the example in terms of mentality, behavior, best practices, and most importantly, in terms of outcomes. That means, suppose you are going to form a team of innovators. So you must check the mentality of your team members, then behavior, then practices, and then the whatever the outcome of your innovation projects. Okay, and then your innovation team needs a core of technologists, a multidisciplinary team able to rapidly execute or build prototypes, proof of concepts, measure the success and packages. That means the only things like innovation team, already I have told you there will be some technologists will be there, some creative members will be there, some communicators will be there. So they will look after all their respective things, and technologists will do their prototype part and the technical part. So from this, I would like to hand over these things to Dilip Kumar Tiwari sir.
28. Recording. Recording also. Sure. Just take a photo of it. Okay, good morning to all my students and my dear faculties. Today I'm going to speak about uh, problem solving and ideation. Before this, I'm very thankful to Kamali for explaining the innovation methodology and innovation framework. So I will start with. Yes. Next. So already Konmaligam has told you about the innovation methodology and how will be the framework for innovation. Generally, the innovation terms we explains that okay, we are going to modify a product. Okay, so we are going to develop a new idea from the to the existing product. So suppose I'm just taking an example. Like, okay, there earlier we had a TV which was black and white, but the evolution comes and innovation comes and it changes the TV from black and white to the color TV. So almost in everything the innovation is going on. And the thing is that how the innovation should go on and what should be the approach, what is the framework which has already been explained by the company. So today I'm going to start from this PPT, that is innovation process expert. So already from this topic only you can understand we are going to talk about the process. Like you can say that rapid prototyping. So we will create a small prototype of that whatever the new idea we have thought about. Okay, and the second one is experimentation. That is whatever the new ideas we are thinking we have to try that okay whatever we want what we want to solve the problem actually that problems have been solved with our new ideas. Okay, so for that you have to think about the design thinking. So there must be a design thinking for your innovation thing, and then you have ultimately when you are innovating a product, so there must be a methodology for that, and you have to think about the design, and then you have to do the experimentation, and final a prototype will be created. So this is a process through which the innovation must go. Okay, so the experts who do these innovation things, generally the employee of an innovation, or I am talking about startup also. Okay, so suppose you have started a new company. So to go into the market first, you have to see, okay, these are my existing products, but the existing products are not able to solve those problems. Okay, I'm just going to a technical line. Okay, not going to a normal line. I'm just going to a technical product. Suppose there is a product and the customers are using it, but they are facing some difficulties. Okay, so like I can say about the software, like software is having earlier we have a video call and we can have a video call, but we can't get more than 10 people. So there was a problem in that product. So what happens? The innovation, there is a team, there is an employee of the company which will progressively work towards this innovation. Huh? So in this through the innovation means what they are trying to develop a a new product, and to solve that problem. Okay, so we want 10 more than 10 people in the video call. So they will innovate the existing product so that it can accommodate at least 100 people. So this is just a small example what I'm talking about, innovation, and that process must follow those things. Like you should have a methodology, proper methodology, that how will you proceed, and then you have to think about the design, and then experimentation. Definitely, when you will create that innovative product, first you have to try it in a very small range, or in a very small way. You have to try it, experiment it, whether the problem has been solved or not, and finally a prototype can be created, and it can be shown to the company or to the owner of the company, so that they can go for a large volume of the production for their product. Okay, so they can give a production of in a large scale. Okay, okay, next. So there are some challenges also in the framework. So you can see that there is a problem. Suppose you are working something like you are working in a particular technology, or okay, we want to innovate that thing. But the thing is that the other peoples or the other organizations are not doing that thing. Means it can be a thing that okay, we are doing it alone, and whatever the problems we are facing it, we will not be able to get the support from the other organization. Basically, what happens while doing an innovation? I'm just talking about, like, okay, let us say about the VLSI chips. Okay, so why this VLSI language has been used for IC chips? Because the VLSI language, or that Verilog language, has been used by almost all the IC chips company. So the things what happen, even if a company is facing a problem, it can consult to the other organization also. But suppose like out of 10 companies, suppose 9 companies are working in VLSI language, but one company is trying to code it in some different language for IC chips. Then he have to do it alone. Even if he is facing problem, he will not be able to consult the other organization. So there are some challenges in the innovation framework. Because why I'm saying this? Because the problem which you want to solve it, it can make you that okay, you alone doing that problem, solving, you alone trying to solve that problem actually. So that becomes difficult. It can make you isolated from the other organization. That is a very big challenge in this thing. Next, there are some benefits also, that okay, the innovation team must use the latest technologies, and whatever the innovation they are trying to do. In case of a manufacturing, it should be safe experimentation, and there must be a developed environment, latest technologies. Okay, so these things actually comes in case of operations and manufacturing areas. Okay, so basically this is related to manufacturing sector. Okay, next. Okay, so what can we see that this type of problems, like okay, there I told you about what are the challenges in the innovation field. So that can be overcome only if you have a effective communication within your company also, and even with the other organizations also. So the communication should be effective, means the communication which you are making with the other organization should have a proper result. Okay, it should be result oriented communication. That makes what? Effective communication. Okay. Next one is continuous information sharing. So, suppose you are working in a team, and you have 10 members in that innovation team, and one of the member has not attended like for 2 days. So whenever he joins or whenever he is coming back, you should properly share the information which are going in the innovation process. Okay, because the innovation process is a continuous process. So if some people, if some of the employees are missing that, if they are missing some part of it, then it's a responsibility of the other members to share the information properly to the other employees also. Okay. Okay. Next is there is must be a rotation scheme. Okay. Because see, innovation is not a small thing. Innovation needs a lot of things. There is a huge framework for the innovation. First, you have a learning environment, then development environment, and then you should have a innovation team. Then you should have a problem statement, and then you need a technologist. The technologist which will give you a proper technology, or he will be suggesting you, or he will be giving the feedbacks on the proper technologies or the latest technologies which are suitable for the problem. Okay. So that is the thing that all the members are not been able to included in everything. Okay. So technologist main work is to give a feedback on the technology things. Okay. Technological terms or technology uh, elements. Okay. Like the same way, there will be some analyst also that okay whether the because there are some other parts also like prototype, design thinking. So the teams will be divided. So but the thing is that they should also know the whole innovation process. So that's why there must be a rotation scheme also so that the all the members of the innovation team can understand the whole process and how the innovation has been working. Because without knowing the innovation technology, the designer of that innovation team will not be able to think about the design thing. Okay, so that's the issue with this. Okay, so what is the another major risk in this? So the entire system become not you can say that dysfunctional if the employee loses focus. Okay, so if the employees or the innovating team is losing the focus and or the team is getting distracted from some other things, then the innovation can't happen. Because for the innovation, I already told you the development environment is very important. So the development environment includes everything. Like you should have the proper technology, you should have a proper team, then you should have a proper resources and everything. Okay. So if even if one of the thing is missing, then the innovation team may get distracted and the innovation process may get dysfunction. Okay. So what are the another scenario in that in this case is the continuous ideation. Okay. Continuous ideation, what it means that because you are trying to develop a product, okay, so you need to collect a lot of data because you need you should collect data from everywhere. Okay, what should be my business technologies I should use, and what are the resources I should use. So there are different terminologies or different things are required in the innovation. So you have to gather a lot of knowledge for developing the product. Okay, innovation, what I will say in a very simple word is developing a product development. So you need a lot of things in that case. So you will be needing to gather a lot of amount of data set. So in that case, you have a proper innovation team which can identify the business opportunities and the real technologies and the other things so that it can set a proper focus or the right focus for the company, okay, or for the innovating team so that it can develop a new product. Okay, next. Innovation builds on skill. So this is a very beautiful line is written that Okay, on skills, build on skills and tools. Okay, so whatever the see, I am already talking about the real technologists, na, or the real innovators. So that the real technologist or the real innovator will able to innovate the product or based on his skill only. Suppose his skill is carpentry, then he can innovate or he can design a new chair. Okay, you can expect him to do the innovation on which he is expertise. So that is a very important thing that the real innovator, whatever he is trying to innovate in, he should be expertise in that field. Okay, he should be well skilled in that field. Okay, so that he will be able to solve the problem because what the innovations main work, innovations main work is to solve the problem. Okay, because a product is introduced or the existing products may not able to solve every problem. Okay, so that comes into a part that where the innovation actually plays a part. So innovation solves a new problems of the customers. Okay, so there must be a problem. There must be a problem for which the companies or the company or new startups will be trying to solve that problem. So to solve that problem, they must think critically. They must think critically, and for thinking that criticality of the problem or how to solve that problem, the real innovator must know about that, or the real or the innovator must have a proper skill in that. Okay, so that he can be able to solve that problem properly. Okay, so there must be a very balanced and structured approach. This structured approach can be only given by a real innovator, which have which that innovator will have a proper skill in that field. Okay, next. So I'm already talking about the critical thinking. Critical thinking is the word, or it can be only uh, thought only by the real innovators. Okay. So why this is an important part of a framework? Because innovation is actually we are trying to develop a new ideas to solve a problem. Definitely. So there must be a problem statement, and that problem statement can be corrected by a company through surveys or directly contacting the customers, or sometimes through the feedback, and sometimes through the call center of the company. So there are a lot of ways that the company can understand, okay, what the actually customer wants and what are the actual demands of the customer. So that problem can be solved by the innovator, which will try to have a, which will try to gather all the information related to it. So that information, that collection of information is what actually that is actually it gives a lot of things, which about which they are saying about that what that is critical thinking. So you can see a word very beautiful term is that trees. So theory for inventive problem solving. Okay, so this has been specifically developed with respect to innovation. Okay, this is a process. You can say that it is a process which which has been developed. Okay, for doing the job of innovation. So it will give you a systematic and algorithmic approach so that the innovator can solve the problem. Okay, so the problems can be different. Okay, because it depends upon the type of industry the company is dealing, whether it is pharma or it is a manufacturing, it is a food manufacturing, or there are a lot of uh, industries. Na? So according to the industry, they will have a different problem solving problem solving statement, and according to that problem solving statement, they will have the innovator have to think it differently. Okay, okay, next. So this is basically a process where you can see that okay, what are the things that we have to follow. This is the trees. Okay. So you can see you have a you should must have a what a specific problem that can be given by the customers or through the surveys the companies can collect. Okay, so a specific problem that must be abstractized and then typical problem contradictions, because see there will be a lot of critical thinkings. You will get a lot of ideas, but all the ideas will not be able to implement in a real ground situation. Okay, so there will be a lot of critical thinkings, and then you will have a, after going after, because see critical thinking you must be like given with two or three ideas. So you must be trying the two, three ideas. How will you try them? You will try by doing what? You will do the experimentation, and then you will do the prototype. Okay. I'm not going about the methodologies. You must follow the methodologies also, because suppose you if you have a problem, you have been advised with three processes. Okay, so the three processes will have a three different methodologies, and the methodologies will have a different experimentations. Okay, and that experimentation, whether you are able to get the result or not, you will come to know through that experimentation, and then after the final experimentation, when you get the result, then you can go for the prototype. Okay. Next, that is typical solution you will get it, and then that will be a specific solution. Okay. So they have given trials and errors. Ultimately, I am talking about the experimentation. Okay, next. Okay, this you can see that okay, how the trees work actually. So already in that graph you can see that what we are trying to do. We are trying to find the problem. Okay, and after that problem you will have a critical thinking, and then critical thinking will lead you to the solution. Means you will try a lot of solution, and after that you will select a specific solution. So there are different principles which have been arranged in a matrix, na? So that you can go systematically. And this is you can say that trees is what it gives you a proper methodology, and this is through which you can properly select a solution from a problem statement. Okay, this is a kind of a method of training. Okay, so through which you can more critically solve the problems, and so that you can evaluate the situations also through a wide range of perspectives. Okay, next. What are innovation skills? You can. This is from the word you can understand what are the skills, because I already told you the innovator must have the complete knowledge in that particular field. Because if he is lacking in his domain, or if he is not having the proper knowledge in his domain, then he will not be able to think critically about the problem. Okay, which I'm talking about the critical solution. Critical thinking means you have to think it in some different ideas. Okay, because you have to develop a new idea. So you have to adapt a change in your mind. Okay, I can do that also. Okay, you cannot limit your mind, or you cannot limit your brain to a certain specific thing, and that can be possible only when the expert is when the innovator is expertise in his domain. Okay, so this expertise will allow that okay to discover new ideas through so that he can apply the innovation in the existing product or the original ideas. Okay. Next. Okay, how to improve the innovation skills? So this is like already we know about that, and this is just a written in a written format. Okay, but you already know that innovation what it takes actually. It will, for innovating a product, you have to take the risk. Okay, and you have to take a risk, and it's a rigorous method. Okay, you have to go through a lot of trials and error things, because you will be trying. Okay, you will not get the product. You may have to try for 2 years or 3 years for a particular solution, or if you want to solve a particular problem. So it's a very huge process. It's a very huge process through which you have to do a lot of trial and error process. Okay. Next, what are the things is that in improving the innovation skill, what it what actually gives you? It gives you to look for newer opportunities. Okay, you have to grow your skills. You have to challenge your abilities, and you have to think about the new initiative what you can take in that product. Okay, so you have to diversify. Okay? You have to thought very in a, like you can say that you have to think in a very innovative ways. Okay, and already I told you that you have to go through a lot of trial and error things, because you have to try a lot of methodologies, and you may not get a result in the earlier stages of the innovation or innovating the product. And the next thing is what that you have to think, you have to question yourself. Okay? Like, okay, why should I do this innovation? Because innovation must have a reason. Okay? That it's not like that, okay, I am doing the innovation without any objective goal. So you have to know the reason for the innovation. Okay, so you have to take initiative so that you can make an improvement in that. Next is to improve the innovation skills, you must have an ambitious goal so that you can have a better clients, because see, the clients can only give you the problem statement because they know what the problems they are actually facing. So okay, so next one is collecting the feedback. I told you now that through surveys the companies can understand about the what are the problem statements or what are the difficulties of that existing product. Okay, so okay, next one is ideation techniques. Okay, so ideation techniques I already told you about. This is a very simple word through which we can understand. Okay, we have to think about the best solution. Okay, the main important parameter of this innovation is the best solution for the problem state. So you have to look for a potential. You definitely have a lot of ideas which you will get it. So you have to find a potential solution. Potential solution is the solution which is solving the problem most accurately. Okay. So we have to explore a lot of solutions. We have to explore a lot of idea sections before getting into a specific problem, specific solution. Okay. So, what are the essential needs we need for this? I already told you that we need to collect a lot of ideas. We need to collect a lot of ideas through the innovation team, you can say, because the innovation teams consisting a lot of experts, and the experts can suggest you the lot of ideas through which the problem can be solved. Okay, next. So this is the how the ideation works actually. So this is actually a kind of a brainstorming session you have to do it with yourself. Then only you will be able to think that okay how the ideation works. Okay. So solving problem is like something, solving problem already. The thing is that the companies have collected the problem statements through the feedbacks or through the customer care or through the directly through the customers. Okay, so those problems can be solved by the specific suggestions. Okay, by the specific innovation which are needed in that uh, which are needed for that product. Okay, so ideation is often specifically aimed at problem solving, and the production managers at company may be charged with coming up ideas on how to reduce the production cost. This is a very important parameter. That is the main important thing is that how much we can reduce the production cost. And derivative ideations are there, which can refer to a building or an existing idea. Or I already told you what is the innovation. So you are trying to develop a new idea on the existing idea, such as developing the complementary products or accessories to sell along with a company's main product. Okay. Next is innovation. An example of innovation ideation is the process of pharmaceutical company developing new medicines, and such a type of ideation often involves doing extensive research and experimentation as a part of the ideation process. Already we talked about it, huh? That there is a framework which includes what that is methodology. We'll check for the methodologies, and that methodologies will come through the lot of ideas which we collect from the innovation team. And that methodologies we will just try to do the experimentation, and this experimentation will have a trial and error result. So you have to go through trial and error. You may not get the result at the early stage. So for that you have to do the extensive research. Okay? You have to do the extensive experimentation as a part of the ideation process. Okay. Next. Yeah, please next. So development of a revolutionary idea. So ideation sometimes ends up creating a totally new line of thought or set of ideas, such as the development of a new philosophy. Okay, so the ideation refers to a situation where someone just happens to come up with a new idea, even though they were not consistently trying to do so. Okay, so there already see, because a revolutionary idea you must have that. Otherwise, you will not be able to have a set of ideas, or you will not come up with a new ideas. No? So you have to think out of the box actually, so that you can develop a new product, or you can have a innovative product. Okay? So ideation often includes what combining multiple ideas to create a new process or way of doing something. Okay. So there must be your brain should be open to everything. Like you should be able to combine multiple ideas. Okay. So combining the multiple ideas can give you a new innovative product. Next. And the steps, these are the steps which we have to follow, okay, during the problem solving process. First, the clarify, you must have the clarification regarding your product. Why you are innovating the product? Why, what is the need? What is my goal? Everything must be clear to the innovation team. The second one is idea. Idea means definitely I have to collect a lot of ideas from different sources or from the members of the innovation team. And then we have to develop the product, or you can say that you have to do the experimentation. And after the experimentation, when you are getting the result, you have to go to the implementation part, and then you can say that prototyping, and then if the prototyping is prototype product is giving you the exact results which you want, then you can go for the evaluation. Okay, so this is the clarify. So clarify means I already told you about the thing is that the innovating members or the innovation team must have the awareness about about all the topics related to your innovation. That why you are doing the innovation, why it is important, what is the my problem statement, how I have to approach it. So everything. Even you have to talk with the clients also because you must know the main thing is that the problem statement must be cleared with clear to the all innovating team members. Okay, so clarifying the problem by speaking with clients and developing a detailed description of the problem brings the specific of a problem to light. Okay, next. Failure to identify the specifics of a problem leaves the entrepreneur with the impossible task of solving a ghost problem, a problem that is fully unknown. Okay, because see, there must be a sometimes the company is not able to understand the problem or they even think about it. So there are some that is also a big challenge. You should able to identify these specific problems. So to establish and maintain credibility, an entrepreneur must clarify the problem by focusing on solving the problem itself. Okay. So you have to focus on this kind of problem so that the customer is not facing any kind of problem with the existing product. If he is facing a problem, then the company must start with a research work so that it can solve the new problem. Okay. So, for example, a farm could have polluted water, but it could not be enough to solve the problems only on that farm. Clarifying would involve identifying the sources of the problem sources of the pollution to adequately tackle the problem. This is a kind of an example, okay? So if a farmer can understand that, okay, he is doing the farming, but unknowingly he is actually polluting the water. So that is a big problem. So that a farmer must identify the identifier must be realized that okay, what I'm doing, it is also causing a pollution to the water. So that also must be, this is just an example. Okay? The same kind of understanding must be also achieved by the entrepreneur to formulate the plans for eliminating the gap. Okay. Next. To ideate is the step of the creative problem solving process that involves generating and detailing ideas by the entrepreneur. After collecting all information relating to the problem, the entrepreneur lists as many causes of the problem as possible. And this is the step in which the largest variety of ideas are put forth, and each idea must be evaluated for feasibility and cost as a solution to the problems. If a farm does not have a clean water, for example, the entrepreneur must list causes of toxic water and eliminate as many of those causes as possible. The entrepreneur must then move forward investigating solutions to bring the water back to the safe state. If say nearby livestock are polluting the water, the livestock should be isolated from the water source. This is an example which you can easily understand from the PPT. Next one is develop. Develop means what? Because you have collected a lot of ideas and now this is the time to test that ideas. Okay. So to develop is the stage in which the entrepreneur takes the list of ideas generated and test each solution for feasibility. Feasibility what it means? Whether it is able to whether it is possible to implement that idea in the reality or in the ground. In the ground reality is whether it is possible. So that is also a big factor in this. And the entrepreneur must consider the cost of each idea and the obstacles to implementation. Obstacles means the problem. What are the problems you are facing to for implementing your ideas. So in the preceding example, adding a chemical to the water may not be feasible solution to the farmer. Not every farmer wants additional chloride or fluoride added to the water due to the effect on both humans and livestock. This trade-off should be addressed in the feasibility assessment. So what I told you, no, that we should have a feasibility assessment to point out the problems. And the farmer might prefer a filtration system, but the cost of that solution might not be practical. So see, here they are talking about the solution, but that is not also possible as the cost of that solution is very high. So the entrepreneur should identify and assess alternative solution to find one that is most cost effective. Means they are saying that okay, the farmer wants to have a filtration system, but he can't afford that. So ultimately, he needs to think about the alternative solution. So that also must be addressed by the entrepreneur. Okay, next. Implement. So implement already you can understand from the word implement. So this is the time that we are going to test our solution. So it is the step in which the solution to the problem is tested and it will be evaluated. The entrepreneur walks through the planned implementation with the client and tests each part of the solution. And if a service or thoroughly tests are developed good, the entrepreneur implements the solution and goes through a structured system of follow-up to ensure the solution remains effective and viable. In the water example, the solution would be reducing runoff from toxic insecticides by adding prairie strips or buffers of grass or and vegetation along banks of stream. This is an alternative solution. So this is the time that okay, you have implemented also. So now this is the time for evaluation. Okay, whether I am able to get the proper result or not, which I actually wanted. Okay. So this is the final step. This is the step in which the final solution is what assessed. And this is a very important step that entrepreneur often overlook. Sometimes the entrepreneur doesn't go for these steps properly. You can see you can see your live examples also. Sometimes you download a software or app and it is asking for update so that to fix the bugs. So why this is actually happening? Because during the evaluation process they didn't go for that much evaluation. That's why some bugs remains there. Huh? So that's why sometimes what happens, the company overlooks these things. Okay, it doesn't do the evaluation properly, and any policy in the implementation of the product or service is reassessed, and new solutions are implemented. Okay, a continual testing process may be need to find the final solution, and the prairie strips or buffers of grass and the vegetation along the banks of streams chosen in the following water example should then be analyzed and tested to ensure the chosen solution change the content of the water. Okay, this will be explained by our faculty member Nikki Kalita. She is assistant professor from Civil Engineering Department. I welcome her to please deliver the lecture.
Thank you, Dilip sir, for allowing me to give the presentation. So now my topic is good brainstorming, which means to gather as many ideas as possible and expand on them at a later time. Now, what does good brainstorming means? Means gather ideas about the market and launch your product with as many ideas you can and expand them on the later time. As for example, we can see that in a entrepreneurship market, now sugar company is taking a lead by the previous company like Lakme and Maybelline. They are not competing with the sugar company, but sugar company in a new way they have come up, and they have given a good competition to all the products, because they have studied and take the ideas about the market. They have launched their products at a reasonable price, which is not more than Lakme and not less than Maybelline. So good brainstorming means to gather ideas of the market and export your product and expand them on at a later time. Next. So we have some introductory questions about good brainstorming, which are like, what are the goals we hope to achieve today? So whenever we are launching a product, we should see that what are the goals that product can achieve in today's generation. If we are launching a product which is not achieving any goals by the today's generation people, then it kind of like a failure. So before launching a product, we should see that whether it can achieve the goals in today's generation. So next point is, what are the facts about this project and obstacles? So whenever we launch a project or a product, we should see the obstacles also. We should have always a plan B also. So whenever it may fail also, so at the same time we should have the capability or the good brainstorming ideas to come up with that obstacle of the project. Next point is, what insights do we have in terms of information, figures, or data that will be helpful? So this point means that we should have a proper information, figures, or data about the product. So in the product, in the field that we are launching the product, we also have the information about that competitive companies that they already have launched that product, so that we can come up with a new idea with that product. The fourth point is, what additional data or resources do we need to solve this challenge? So if we come up with any obstacles in the project, so what additional data or resources we can add to solve the problem, we should see that also. Fifth point is, what about this project is exciting? So whenever we launch a project or product, we should see that what is exciting that customers will get attracted to it, towards the project or towards the product. We should always keep in mind that whenever we are launching something, what excited we can make that via ads or anything, that customer get attracted to buy that product. The last point is, what are the areas of this project we perceive to present the biggest possible challenge? So what are the biggest possible challenge we can come to with this project? We must see this also. So these are few introductory questions in a good brainstorming, that whenever we launch a project or product, what are the main points we have to see before doing that? These are few introductory questions. Next is finance brainstorming questions. Like whenever we are launching any product or project, we must have to see finance part also, because we cannot go beyond our finance. We have to always see that about our finance also, and also about our customers also. So here are the few points for finance brainstorming questions. Number one, how much does this cost? So your product or your anything that we are as an entrepreneur we are launching, we should see that it comes out in the market at a less price and in a good quality. We must see that thing first. Next point, who or which department is paying for this? Means whenever we launch, after that we see which department and who are the customers that are willing to buy this. Next, third point is, what factors might increase the cost? Third point we have to see is, there might be some factors which may increase the cost of the product at the middle, and which may lead to the failure of the product. So we must concern about this factor also, that the product must not increase the cost. Fourth point is, how much the cost be reduced. Now see, if if suddenly the product increase the cost, then we have to be a plan B so that the product cost gets reduced also. Next is how might additional funding be raised? So if needed, we must take additional funding from other company, from other help also from any organization or any department if it requires. Next point is how does spending this amount of money benefit the business? So after investing on our own and also adding additional funding, we must see that what are the benefit out of this business we are getting. After spending the amount of money, what are the benefit we are getting out of this business? So last point is in what ways might this expenditure be worth the investment? No, the last point says that whatever we have expended, now whatever we have done the expenditure out of that, what are the benefit we are getting out of this investment? That is, in what ways might this expenditure be worth the investment? Whatever we have invested, is it worth? Is the benefit worth in the amount we have invested? We have to see that also because we can't be like that we are investing and out of that we are not getting any benefits. So whenever we invest something, we must always keep in mind that the benefit we are getting is total amount of that means is greater amount from the what we have invested. So these are the few points we always have to keep in mind whenever we are doing the finance part. So these are the questions in our mind as the entrepreneur should be raised that these few points about the questions whenever we are looking up to the finance part of any product or project. Next is budget brainstorming questions. Now after the finance, what it comes? Budget of the project. So here are the few questions that comes like, what does the company or department need to spend money on? So what amount of money a company or a department should spend, they should have a blueprint of that. Beforehand, they should have a blueprint of that what are the lump sum amount of money they should spend or they should invest. Next point, how can the company or department prioritize spending? Means every investment should have a prioritization. Means in whatever way it is, they should have a meeting with their teammates and prioritize their spending. There should be a teamwork whenever as an entrepreneur we are working somewhere. Now third point is in which areas can the company or department cut spending? So it may like this point is tells that when whatever way we can cut our spending also, we can reduce our spending also. Fourth point, in which areas can the company or department increase spending? So there are 2 points. In what way a company or department can cut the spending or what way it can increase the spending. Next point, what should be the included as the operational cost? So operation, there is another cost like operational cost. So in the product we always see there is operational management cost which comes as a project or in a product. Which project should the company or department fund? So a company or department, well, in what project it will fund, they should decide beforehand properly so that their investment does not go in vain. Last point, how should the company or department prioritize funding for projects? As we already said in the point number 2, how can the company or department prioritize spending? So the last one says what? The company or the department that will fund to a project, they should also prioritize that project. So in what project they are going to fund. So these are the few points after financing we must see in budgeting part of the project. Next. Next, few questions that arise in our mind that human resource brainstorming questions. The first point is, what are the advantages of hiring contractors or consultants and what are the disadvantages of hiring contractors or consultants? So we must see about the project or about the product that is it in a good way or in a bad way of hiring any contractors or consultants? Is it okay to means hire or is it not okay? So third point is how you describe the ideal candidate for this position. So before hiring, we should have in mind that what that contractor or that consultant should possess, should have, so that he or she is able to get that position. Fourth point is, what are some effective ways to communicate policy or procedure changes? So there are many policy or procedure before launching anything. So we must come across that also. In what ways does this change affect corporate policies and procedures? We must see that in what way this communicate policy or procedure changes affecting our policies. So there, if we are going for a project or company, we may give our own procedure and policies. But there are some other institution or something like that body, government body or private body, which will give their communicate policy or procedure. So that procedure will make change our procedure, and what way this will affect and how we will cope up with this. There should be a plan. The next point, how can the company improve employee morale? Next point is, what training does the company need to offer? So this point is very important, that what training does the company need to offer to their employees? They should be very proper in that field, that whatever project or product they are doing, they should have a proper training in that field, and that is the responsibility of the company to give a proper training to all their employees. Last point is, how might the company increase employee engagement? So this depends on a company manager, that how can he or she can engage his employees, and his employees engagement. How can he involve them in works? So these are the few human resource brainstorming questions. Next is facilities brainstorming questions. So after finance, budgeting, human resource, we have facilities brainstorming questions. So the first point is, what is the most appropriate use for each room in the facility? So whatever facility we are giving or we are having, what are the way we are using that? How should each office be equipped? So what in our office, whatever rooms we have, how much we are using these rooms as a facility, and how much each office be equipped with that facility. Who should have access to which rooms and why? So whenever we are building an office or project or anything like we should have proper rooms and which facility, and we should keep in mind that how we are using that facility and whom we are giving that authority of that rooms and why. He should have a proper training in that field. That's why we were giving him that authority. Next point, what tools, equipment and personnel are needed to maintain the facility? So whatever we are having that facility, we should keep in our mind that we are also having proper tools, equipment and personnel to maintain the facility we are providing in the office. Next point is, which maintenance tasks can be contracted out? Which maintenance tasks would we fulfill in-house? Means we should see that what are the needs we are having in that office to fulfill. How might an intruder enter the facility? What steps might the facilities department take to secure points of entry? So whenever a point should be added or what a new something should be raised, whatever it is a complete project needs in an office, so we should have that proper facilities department to take secure points of entry. So these are few points we should be equipped with facilities in the office, and how we are using and how we are taking that facility. So everyone should have that training also. Next, we have public relations brainstorming questions. Now the first point is, what is the company or client's brand? This is the main thing that should be concerned about, the brand name. What that even a company brand name mainly gives a what is showing us. That is positive thoughts, feelings, images to the company's or client's brand evoke. So clients have to feel something after seeing the brand of the company. If it's giving some negative thoughts and if the client's negative thoughts arises when seeing at the images of the company, then it may fail. How can the company or client build upon its positive image? So they should have a company and the client should have a proper relation to build a positive image for, of that company. If a negative impression is there, the company cannot rise. There is also a requirement, always a requirement of a proper relation between a company and a client to have a positive image of that company. Next point, what might the company or client do to improve public relation consistent with its brand? So we should always keep in mind that we are having a proper relation, public relation with our people, so that our people, our customers or our client have always a positive, consistent positive thought with our brand, with our company. What changes could the company or client make that would improve public relations? Though we are making, always trying to make a proper public relation, but then also we should always try that how far we can take our company to improve that our public relations with our customers. So these are the few relations, means a few public relations points that we should see whenever we are opening a company or a product, how we are giving a positive thoughts to our client or customers so that he will have a proper image of that company. We should always try to have a proper positive impression to our clients so that he is always attracted towards that company or that brand. Next, the topic is advertising brainstorming questions. So your first point is what your first impression of this client, brand, or product? Advertising, where advertising is the main point of a product or a brand, because whenever we see an ad in our television, our mind comes up to buy that product. If we don't like the ad, we are not in that mood to buy that product. So this is the first impression of advertising, how we are showing our product to our customers. What images come to mind when thinking about this client, brand, or product? What phrases come to mind when thinking about this client, brand, or product? What is the target demographic for this client, brand, or product? So whenever we are advertising, we should keep in our mind about the images, phrases, and the demographic of the brand or the product. What other advertising company have you done that have been similar? So we should do something better than the other companies in their advertisement field to attract our client. How can this advertised campaign differ from others for similar clients, brands, or products? So if we are launching some similar products, we should see that competitive product previous advertisement so that we can make a difference in our advertisement to attract our clients. If we make a similar type of advertisement, then it will not attract the clients. How might you summarize this client, brand, or product in a short, memorable sentence or headline? What makes this particular client, brand, or product unique compared to others in the same market space? So we should always see that in the same market space, how unique or how different we can make our product in a short way so that we can attract our client to our company or to our brand, having a positive thought always in a good public relations to our company. Now next is brainstorming questions for need of an innovation. So how do I spot opportunities for innovation? The next is which customer should I target? Look beyond your best customers to those who face a constraint that inhibits their ability to solve the problems they face in their life. Next is how do I come up with an idea? Remember the Picasso line, good artists copy, great artists steal. Seek to borrow ideas from other industries or geographies. We should always try to gather ideas as much as we can to give up a new ideas in our company. What is disruptive innovation? An innovation that transforms a market or creates a new one through simplicity, convenience, affordability, or accessibility. So, if the innovation is giving a good thought or a good product in the market with simplicity, convenience, and affordability or accessibility, this is known as disruptive innovation. What is the best way to disrupt the market? Embrace the power of trade-offs, seek to be just good enough along historical performance dimensions, but introduce new benefits related to simplicity or affordability. So we can try to come up in the market with a good product which is meeting the which can meet the requirements of the today's generation in a simple way. This way we can disrupt the market. What does good enough mean? How do I know if my idea is good? Let patterns guide and actions decide. Member Scott Cook's advice said, for every failure we had spreadsheets that look awesome. How can I learn more about my idea? Design and execute. High return on investment experiments to address critical unknowns. If we suddenly get high return on our investment, then we may experience critical unknown critical conditions also. So next is how can I get other people behind my idea? Bring the idea to life through visuals and customer testimonials. How long does it take new business to scale? Almost always longer than initial projections. Be patient for growth and impatient for profits. Whenever we are launching a product or a company, we should be always patient for our growth and not impatient for profits in a longer run to stay in the market. These are the few references that we have gathered our presentation and we have presented in all of front of you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Nikki ma'am, for delivering a beautiful session. And these are the references. We would like to say that we have done a little bit research and we have find out all the things, all the learning materials from these references. And for today, I would like to thank you all for uh, for being with us. And this will, I think, this session will definitely help you in understanding the problem solving and ideation um, process of during the innovation. So thank you all. Okay. Download. Download to the site. खुद से YouTube पर प्रेजेंट ओए स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग करना